creating generational wealth. So I know I've been given a few videos on back home in Jamaica. I enjoy doing this, and I'm going through a period in my life dealing with some personal issues, and I enjoy doing these. Nothing that's gonna kill me. It's only gonna make me stronger. Welcome to Shelly's Jamaican Bickle and Lifestyle. Generational wealth in a Jamaican household. If you come across this video, likewise, myself doing it, I grew up really poor. I'm still poor today. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, I am rich. Hear why I'm rich? I'm rich in Christ. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. I am rich in Christ Jesus. Him alone, I am rich. Through him, I can do all things. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. In today's day and age, it is so different. I have two children, two grown children. And I wanted to touch on this topic about generational wealth in Jamaican household. Growing up, and I'm going to start from the educational level. I'm not sure if in schools in Jamaica today, if they still do it, but when I was going to all-age school, we used to have a little bank book that we used to save money in. Remember, we weren't working, but our parents would give us coins, our parents would give us whatever they could give us, and we would be so excited to go deposit our 50 cents at the post office, wherever. I don't know if they're still doing it in schools today. But growing up in a Jamaican household, being poor, generational wealth was never discussed, because our parents or their parent never knew anything about generational wealth. Now in 2025, how can I help our children to make their lives better than our lives by them creating generational wealth for their children? One, we can start teaching children to save from a very tender and early age. Two, those habits can be instilled as small as 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old going up. You can get a piggy bank, or you can even get one can and give your children money. If they do something and you want to give them a little treat, give them money and let them drop it in that pan. Because I realize in the day and age that we're living today, not a lot of us know anything about generational wealth. My knowledge, or my wealth of knowledge, came basically because I started to work in financial institutions when I was in Jamaica. I still continue to do finance, but that was where I got my wealth of knowledge from, on generational wealth. Was I able, or have I been able to create generational wealth for my children? No. Why? And I'm not afraid to tell you. Because the resources were never there. However, what I have been able to do is to educate them now, so the mistake I made, they will not make that same mistake. Growing up, as I said, in a Jamaican household, we were taught how to save. I can tell you that I was taught how to save, how to spend money. And as I said, I love the accounting part of it, having a budget, setting aside how much I'm earning, how much I have to spend, any additional income, where and when am I gonna put it. So because I was not able to do it back then, coming into a first world country, I have set the roadmap, given the tools to my children so they can be better prepared for their children when they start having children than I was. I'm not sure in Jamaica today How prepared are parents preparing their children? Because I see so many people begging. And when I say so many people begging, I've seen there is a crisis where a lot of women are bringing unplanned children into this world without thinking about generational wealth, thinking about education wise, how are they gonna send them to school, how are they gonna send them to college. That also entails generational wealth. It not have to be no house or no car. It could also be preparing your children for the future in a better way than I see a lot of us. I'm not gonna say me, but because I'm woman, I'm gonna say a lot of us as women, absent fathers, absent mothers, we're battling this thing called life out on our own, and we're not making the reservation or the perseveration for our children, right? We're not persevering as we should for our children. We have women having 6-7 different children, and then they turn to social media to beg money. Over on TikTok daily, you see some of them begging for food. Then you see some getting money, and then they're coming out, and you don't hear them coming out and saying, I'm an influencer and I'm gonna influence you to buy into IRA, buy into stocks, buy into CDs, invest some money in a 6 months or a 1 year CD that can make something for you, or Omni or Scotia Mint. No, it's the things of the world, and we have to prepare our children, mold their minds better than our minds were molded. I'm gonna touch a little also on the Jamaican parenting back then. Listen, parents, you used to beat, you used to abuse, The abuse is real, but it's not for this video where I'm talking about creating generational wealth in a Jamaican household. We can mold our children's mind and help them to live and prepare for an even better life than we were better able to prepare ourselves for. A lot of us, like me, in my family, a lot of people only went to all-age school or primary school. They never got an high school diploma. They never went on further to even further their education. A lot of us mold your children's minds, help to let them steer themselves in a path where their trajectory will be a better one than yours. And if we see them a fail, let us continue to be their protector. Let us continue to be their guide, their direction. What we not get, we could try for make our kids them get it for we, so that their lives can be better than our lives. Not because it never happened for me, I gonna say it can't happen for my children. It can. But you have to mold their minds. You have to mold their thoughts, so them can push themselves to be the best and better version of you. I want my children to be a better version of me. Don't believe I had it easy. Don't believe it was 1, 2, 3 for me. A lot of things I had to figure out on my own. And it's the reason why I became a teen mom. A lot of things I had to figure it out on my own. There was no roadmap. There was no book to tell me you needed to do this or you needed to do that. It was a trial and error. Parents, we need to do better. The old bag of children, the old bag of penny them were taking children into a society where mentally we're not even able to help ourselves, much less to help these children. Mm-hmm. I am gonna touch next on child poverty, which I just spoke on generational wealth in a Jamaican household. It's not everything that we see on the internet, it is real. It is not. I believe I can use my words, my little influence in a good way, in a meaningful way that others can maybe look at it and say, I've learned something, or I can adapt and use some of what I heard to better myself or to tell someone else. Generational wealth, we can delve, we can dive. As I said, there are many aspects to it. It is not put in a box, it is not to be minimized. But just like I said earlier, what I wasn't able to do for myself or for my children, I am helping to prepare them so that they will be a better version of me. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, set your notification bell. Don't forget to also like the video. Don't be mean. Follow my cooking videos too. Watch, like, comment, share.